Wixie 1260 Super Radio.
Let's talk more music, let's talk 1260 Wixie Radio.
This is WJCU, University Heights.
1 o'clock in the City of Champions. I'm Jumpin' Joe Madigan. Happy New Year, friends.
And I'm Rockin' Ray King, and today we are counting down the 60 Wixie super hits of 1966.
And of course, in between, we're going to have some special countdowns to the top 5 British hits of 1966. We're also going to do the songs that should have been bigger hits on Wixie in 1966, and of course, the lost records of 1966 as well. It's a special extended edition of Retro Radio today on 88.7 WJCU and worldwide at WJCU.org. We're going to be with you from now until 6 o'clock tonight, so don't go anywhere.
The Super Go-Go In Guys team on Wixie 1260 Super Radio.
And we begin the countdown with song number 60. The top 60 songs of 1966 on Wixie 1260. Here are the Sandpipers.
Coming in for the entire year of 1966 at number 60, the Sandpipers and Guantanamera.
In Cleveland, we're the Inns. Wixie 1260 Super Radio. On the go-go.
It is 1:04 New Year's Eve countdown time with Rockin' Ray King and Jumpin' Joe Madigan, a one-time two-person show right here on Retro Radio as we counting down from 1966. Coming in at number 59, Los Bravos and Black is Black.
It's Wixie's super oldie song number 59 this week for the year 1966. Los Bravos and Black is Black.
Wixie 1260 Radio a go-go. Yeah, Super Radio.
107 in the City of Champions. I'm Jumpin' Joe Madigan, and like it or not, this is song number 58.
A number one song back in 1966 for the one and only Mike Douglas. Jumpin' Joe is shaking his head. He can't stand that song. Joe, I'm telling you, when your oldest daughter gets married, this song will make a lot of sense like it does to me.
Well, perhaps that might be the case, but for the top 60 of 1966, well, you got to remember, Wixie 1260, they appeal not only to the teens, but also, the 40 and 50-year-old women working at home, too.
And they also base these things on record sales. Well, these surveys and countdowns weekly and yearly.
I know some of you on Facebook at facebook.com/retro radio station were throwing a fit over this top 60 survey. You cannot believe some of the songs that are on here, and a lot of the songs that aren't on this list as well. Don't worry, Jumpin' Joe is going to take care of you. We're going to cover some of those songs that did not make the list, and of course the British hits as well that weren't big on Wixie, but were huge hits over across the pond in England.
Right. Got a few shout-outs to give. I got to say hello to my good buddy Tony, tuned in from Parma. My best friend Dave, vacationing for a couple weeks in Maui in Hawaii.
All right.
Good old Matt right here in Cleveland. And, of course, Amanda and David tuned in from the Motor City.
Sounds good. Thank you for listening online at WJCU.org and, of course, on your FM transistor radio on 88.7 FM here in Cleveland, Ohio. We are with you from now until 6 o'clock, counting down the Wixie 1260 super hits of 1966.
1260 Wixie's weather word. Go, go!
Rain likely this afternoon with a high near 42. Tonight, rain and snow with an overnight low around 28. And New Year's Day, mostly sunny with a high near 40. Right now, we have cloudy skies in Cleveland and 42 degrees as we go back into the countdown. I said as we go back into the countdown.
That's better.
Wixie 1260.
Mucho better.
Radio a go-go. Yeah, Super Radio.
It is 1:14 New Year's Eve countdown time with Jumpin' Joe and Rockin' Ray. At number 57, here's Tommy Rowe. The number 57 song for the entire year of 1966 had a lot of bubblegum hits back in the day. Tommy Rowe and Sweet Pea.
Go, go! Wixie 1260 Super Radio. Listen!
Yeah, Sam the Sham of the Pharaohs and Little Red Riding Hood, song 56 on the Wixie 1260 Super Hits of 1966. I'm Jumpin' Joe Madigan along with Ray King, and we are counting them down in order from 60 all the way to number 1 on WJCU.
The Super Go-Go in Guys team on Wixie 1260 Super Radio.
At 1:18, Wixie New Year's Eve countdown time. Rockin' Ray King and Jumpin' Joe with the number 55 song for brother Neil Diamond, massive summertime hit here.
Baby, love me,
You are listening to the Wixie 1260 Super Hits of 1966 on Retro Radio on 88.7 WJCU and worldwide at WJCU.org. Neil Diamond clocking it at song number 55 with Cherry Cherry. It's 121 in the City of Champions.
Stay with the Go-Go guys, stay with the in-group on 1260 Wixie Radio.
I'm Jumpin' Joe Madigan, your go-go guy, along with Rockin' Ray King, together for the next 5 hours, counting them down, the top 60 in order from the Wixie 1260 Super Hits of 1966. This one clocks in at song number 54 this year. The year of 1966, Dusty Springfield, and You Don't Have to Say You Love Me. Really, you don't.
All right, coming in this year at number 54, Dusty Springfield, or as Jack Armstrong called her, Musty Dusty. And you're going to hear that in an air check later on from 50 years ago this very day. You Don't Have to Say You Love Me. It is 1:25 Wixie New Year's countdown time. You got Rockin' Ray King and Jumpin' Joe together here on Retro Radio.
Wixie 1260 scores again.
Always. Coming in at number 53, Paul Revere and the Raiders, I'm Hungry.
The number 53 song this year in the year 1966 on Wixie 1260, Paul Revere and the Raiders, and they are Hungry.
Radio, a go-go. Wixie 1260 Super Radio.
I'm hungry too. Ray King, where are those donuts? I need those donuts right now. I'm really hungry. I didn't have lunch today. I had to get to the studio in time to play all 60 records for you. They opened up for the Beatles back in 1966. This is Circle and Red Rubber Ball.
I should have.
The number 52 song for the entire year of 1966, Red Rubber Ball.
Let's talk more music, let's talk 1260 Wixie Radio.
This is WJCU, University Heights.
It is 1:30 on the New Year's Eve countdown show with Jumpin' Joe and Rockin' Ray King.
Railway station, got a ticket for
Simon and Garfunkel, and they are Homeward Bound, song 51 this week on Wixie as we cut them down from 1966. Song number 50, here's Sandy Posey, and She Was Born a Woman. She was born a woman, and a woman she shall remain. That's Sandy Posey at song 50 this week on the Wixie 1260 Super Hits of 1966 as we count them down in order. It is 1:34 in the City of Champions. I'm Jumpin' Joe Madigan.
And I'm Rockin' Ray King.
And you can follow along with this year's countdown on the Retro Radio Facebook page at facebook.com/Retro Radio Station. Now, we're going to take a time out here. We're going to do one of our mini countdowns here.
Right.
As we are with you from now until 6 o'clock. So a mini countdown now, because after all, we are hauling through this countdown of the Wixie 1260 Super Hits of 1966. So many great records, it's impossible to compile them all in just 60 songs. So Ray King and I took the liberty of compiling our own personal top 5 songs that were hits on Wixie 1260 in 1966, but did not make the top 60 of 1966, but deserve to be recognized. So you're going to hear those songs later on in the countdown. So right now, what we're going to do is we're going to feature our top 5 songs of 1966 that were not hits, but deserve a second listen. Now, these are songs that never charted on Wixie. They never charted on the Billboard Top 100. Or maybe they did, but we don't know about it. Or they're songs that just barely made a dent. So again, there are so many to choose from, especially since 1966 was the peak year of garage rock and roll. It's impossible to narrow them down to only 5 songs. So I'm sure we could do a whole show devoted to records released in 1966. And we should certainly do that sometime, Ray.
Absolutely.
So hopefully this short list represents a diverse sampling of garage and pop from 1966 that deserves a second listen. Now, this was a record Many of you remember Mitch from Kick Out the Jams here. He would hang out in the production studio while I was doing retro radio, and he heard this song that I'm going to play for you right now, and he walked in the studio and said, "Man, what is that record?" It's the only time Mitch from Kick Out the Jams ever asked me that question. This is Larry Knight and the Upsetters. From May of 1966, that's Larry Knight and the Upsetters and Hurt Me, my number 5 pick of a song that did not chart but deserved a second listen in the year 1966. All right, Ray, what's your number 5 pick?
Here we go. Hit it, Joe.
All right, I'm going to hit it as soon as I find the button here. There we go.
Here we go. All right. A one-hit wonder from 1966. It's called You Can't Go Peaches on a Cherry Tree. This is Just Us. Almost has a folk flavor to that. My number 4 pick, the group is called Just Us. You Can't Grow Peaches on a Cherry Tree. Joe?
All right, my number 4 pick of the songs from 1966 that should have been hits. Here it comes.
Whoa.
Wayne Cochran and the CC Riders.
I never want to cut no hand.
The White Knight of Soul, Wayne Cochran and the CC Riders, and they are going back to Miami. My number 4 pick of 1966 of a record that should have been a hit, and I don't know why it wasn't, but it should have been a hit. And we are counting them down, the Wixie 1260 Super Hits of 1966 on Red Trail Radio on 88.7 WJCU and worldwide at WJCU.org. Right now, we're counting down our top 5 songs that should have been hits in 1966. I'm Jumpin' Joe Madigan.
And I'm Rockin' Ray King. And here we go with my number 4 pick. These are the Sidekicks with Suspicions. All right, that is Rockin' Ray King's number 4 pick of the songs that should have been bigger hits. Those are the Sidekicks with Suspicions.
All right, back to me now with my number 3 song, and this is a group from right here in Cleveland, Ohio, and I've had the privilege of introducing this band on stage when they made a comeback, believe it or not, just 10 years ago. Here are the Alarm Clocks from Parma, Ohio, with No Reason to Complain, as we cut them down from 1966.
Walking down the street.
My number 3 song of 1966 of songs that should have been a hit. That's the Alarm Clocks from right here in Cleveland, Ohio, with No Reason to Complain, a cult classic garage rock record. And garage aficionados have declared that one of the greatest garage rock records ever recorded. And now, Ray King, what do you got for song number 3? Oh, I have to go over here for song number 3, yes.
Uh-oh. All right, this was number 37 in Cleveland in May of 1966. The Satisfactions, Daddy. Number 3 for me, from May of 1966, The Satisfactions, and Daddy, You Got to Let Him In. Joe, back to you.
What a great record there,
It really
Ray.
is a good song. Great song, Joe.
You know, I was thinking about that song recently because it came out in May of 1966, and I thought to myself, you know, that song probably could have been a top 20 hit at the very least,
Right.
if it was released in 64 or 65.
Right.
But 66, that was the last hurrah of the girl groups.
True.
Ray King and Jumpin' Joe Madigan here, counting down the top 5 songs from 1966 that should have been hits and deserve a second listen. The next one never charted anywhere, and they are a group from Charlotte, North Carolina. I love this record. You're going to love it too. The group, they are called the Paragons, and this is ABBA from 1966. What a great record there from 1966 from a group from Charlotte, North Carolina called the Paragons, and that's ABBA, my number 2 pick of records that should have been hits in 1966. Now, if you find a 45, which nobody wanted back in 1966, apparently, if you find it now, it's worth about $500.
Wow.
It really is. It's become a cult classic over the years.
Got to keep that in mind.
That's right.
Hit.
Good investment there.
There we go.
For your record collection.
There we go. All right. My number 2 pick is this one from the Chicago Loop. Love this song. She Comes to Me. Charted on Wixie back in 1966. You got Rockin' Ray King.
Sounds like the party we're having here in the studio, right?
What a great song. That's a one-hit wonder from the Chicago Loop. And my number 2 pick called She Comes to Me. Joe, take it.
All right. My number 1 pick of 1966, a record that should have been a hit, and it should have been played on Wixie because, after all, this group opened up for the Beatles at Cleveland Municipal Stadium back on August 14th of 1966. Why they never got airplay in Cleveland, why they never charted anywhere, despite performing on the Ed Sullivan Show, will always remain a mystery, no pun intended. Here are the Remains and a song they wrote back in 1965 that was released in 66. It's called Why Do I Cry? My number 1 pick of 1966 Lost Records.
I would lose all. Tell me that
My number one pick, the number one song on my top 5 list of songs that should have been hits in 1966, The Remains and Why Do I Cry?
Let's talk more music, let's talk 1260 Wixie Radio.
This is WJCU, University Heights.
And here's my number one pick for Julia Monday from the spring of 1966. What a great song. I know Wixie played that. That's Julie Monday with the one-hit wonder called Come Share the Good Times With Me, my number one pick.
And again, we did the top 5 personally that we came up with of 1966 of records that should have been a hit and deserved a second listen. And again, we could do a whole show devoted to lost records of 1966. Well, let's see, what time is it? It's 2:06, Wixie New Year's Eve countdown time. I'm Jumpin' Joe Madigan.
And I'm Rockin' Ray King.
And we are going to continue now with our countdown from 1966.
As we play the top 60 for the entire year of 1966. This song comes in at number 49 for Ray Conniff and Somewhere My Love from the movie Dr. Zhivago. I gotta tell you, when you see this video, you're gonna see Jumpin' Joe in a tux, Ray King sitting here in a Wixie 1260 sweatshirt. Go figure. Sing it, guys.
Somewhere my love.
Clocking in at song number 49 for the year 1966, the Ray Conniff Singers and Somewhere My Love at 2:08 in the City of Champions.
Stay with the go-go guys, stay with the in-group on 1260 Wixie Radio.
You got Rockin' Ray King and you got me, Jumpin' Joe Madigan, counting them down from 1966, song number 48, the only original hit to make it on the survey this year, Terry Knight and the Pack, and Mr. You're a Better Man Than I.
Can you judge a man?
The number 48 song for the entire year of 1966. A fellow that began as a CKLW disc jockey in 1964. Then he went on to do some songs, and of course he managed Grand Funk later on. Terry Knight and the Pack and Better Man Than I.
It is 2:11 Wixie New Year's Eve countdown time. I'm Jumpin' Joe Madigan, and as Ray King mentioned, I went all out today. I am wearing my I'm wearing a tux because it is New Year's Eve. So I'm wearing a tux today. And Ray, turn the camera around and you'll see that.
Thanks, Joe.
I told you ahead of time I was going to get dressed up.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
I was going to get dressed up for the occasion. I know this is radio, but Ray brought in a couple cameras today. You're going to see some video footage later on the Facebook page. So hello to all my friends watching this video today. I appreciate you tuning in on this special extended edition of Retro Radio as we count down the Wixie 1260 super hits of 1966. I want to say a special hello to Jim from M105 who is listening to today's show on his newly acquired and restored 1966 Sears Silverstone AM/FM clock radio in glorious mono power.
Of course.
And many of these records, of course, are presented in mono because there are many of you who still have those old transistor radios that only played in mono. So we're going to accommodate certainly for you today on the special countdown show on Retro Radio.
1260 Wixie's weather word. Go, go!
Go away, rain. We don't want you here today. Rain likely. As a matter of fact, I do believe we have some spotted showers right now with a high today of 42. Tonight, more of the same with an overnight low around 28. And New Year's Day, mostly sunny with a high near 40. Right now, we have some showers and 42 degrees.
Go, go! Wixie 1260 Super Radio. Listen!
Back to the countdown now with song number 47 from Peter and Gordon. Woman.
Peter and Gordon coming in with the number 47 song for the entire year of 1966. And Woman at 2:15 Wixie New Year's Eve countdown time.
Let's get with it, a go, go, go. Swingin' Wixie Radio. Wixie 1260 Super Radio.
Oh, yeah. Moving up the list to number 46, here come the Turtles, baby. You, baby. You got Rockin' Ray and Jumpin' Joe on Retro Radio, live from WJCU.
From the time of
A record that makes you feel oh so very good inside. That would be the Turtles and You, baby. Song number 46. So Only number 46. It should have been in the top 20. I love that record. We are counting down the Wixie 1260 Super Hits of 1966 on Retro Radio on 88.7 WJCU and worldwide at WJCU.org.
The Super Go-Go In Guys team on Wixie 1260 Super Radio.
Song number 45, we're going to be getting our kicks with Paul Revere and the Raiders coming to you in glorious mono power.
Paul Revere and the Raiders coming in at number 45 for the entire year of 1966, and Kicks.
Wixie 1260 Super Radio.
Oh yeah, gotta do a shout out to my Wixie buddy, Kit Cleveland, tuned in. Here's number 44 for the year from the Chiffons, Sweet Talking Guy. At 2:22, Wixie, all hit music time as we count them down from 66.
Sweet talking guy.
Chiffon singing about that sweet talking guy. Of course, they're singing about Ray King. 44 this year on the Wixie 1260 Super Hits of 1966.
Go, go! Wixie 1260 Super Radio. Charge!
Follow along with this year's countdown on the Facebook page at facebook.com/retro radio station. That's where you can post your comments on this year's Wixie 1260 Super Hits of 1966 survey. This is song 43.
The Five Americans, honey, coming in at number 43 for the entire year of 1966, and I see the light.
Wixie 1260.
Oh yeah.
Scores again.
And you've got Rockin' Ray and Jumpin' Joe counting down the super hits of 1966, and I've got some more shout-outs. Dave and Shirley down in Hawaii, my good Wixie buddy Keith, Tony in Parma, Chip, Scott, Amanda and David up in the Motor City, Jim, Mike, and Matt, thanks for tuning in, guys. Here come the Animals with the number 42 song for the entire year of 1966, and Don't Bring Me Down on Retro Radio.
We're not going to let you down today, friends. We're not going to bring you down on this New Year's Eve as we count them down. The Wixie 1260 Super Hits of 1966. That's song 42 from the Animals at 2:29 Wixie New Year's Eve countdown time with me, Jumpin' Joe Madigan, and we got Rockin' Ray King as well.
Here I am. Old Lang Syne, early, Joe, but that's cool.
Well, that's all right. That means that we are taking a break here from the top 60 countdown, and we're going to do now a British countdown, the top 5 British singles that charted on Wixie that reached number 1 in the UK, but did not make it big on Wixie 1260. At least it didn't make the top 60 of 1966.
Right.
And I know Liza on Facebook. Liza, I know you want to listen to this because your favorite song, one of your favorite songs, is certainly on this list. At least your favorite group, that is certainly on this list. These are songs that reached number 1 in the UK that did chart on Wixie, but they weren't as big of hits. And this next one, well, I always like to kid around and send this one out to all of our friends listening in Parma. Manfred Mann.
Oh, Joe. Tony's in Parma.
This one's for you, Tony. Oh, I couldn't resist, friends. Number 1 in the UK in 1966, Manfred Mann and Pretty Flamingo. And we're doing a mini countdown now. The songs that chart on the Wixie that reached number 1 in the UK in 1966.
Let's talk more music, let's talk 1260 Wixie Radio.
This is WJCU, University Heights.
And here's our second number 1 song for the UK, The Trogs, baby, with A Girl Like You on Retro Radio.
I want to spend my day. Can I dance with you?
Love this record. It should have been in the top 60 on Wixie 1260, but it was certainly a number 1 hit out in the UK, so we wanted to feature that one today, The Trogs and With a Girl Like You. 2:34, Wixie New Year's Eve countdown time.
Stay with the go-go guys, stay with the in
That's
group.
certainly a mouthful, Ray.
On 1260 Wixie Radio.
I'm Jumpin' Joe Madigan, along with Ray King, your go-go guys, on today's edition of Retro Radio, special extended edition of Retro Radio, as we count down the top 60 songs on Wixie 1260 in the year 1966. Right now, we're counting down the top 5 British singles that reached Wixie 1260, and we're number 1 in England.
Keep on running.
Spencer Davis. Davis Group.
Keep on.
Let's see, Ray, what other long titles can we give these countdowns today? They are a mouthful. Sorry, I'm tripping over my tongue here.
Sorry, Joe. It's only once a year, buddy.
Spencer Davis Group and Keep On Running, number 1 in the UK. A song that should have been a much bigger hit on Wixie. Right now we're featuring 5 records from England that reached number 1 in England that also charted on Wixie that did not make the top 60 this year. There, that's the complete name of it. I hope you remember it because we're not going to say it again. Can you dig it, friends?
We're almost done.
Radio, a go-go. Wixie 1260 Super Radio.
And you've got Jumpin' Joe and Rockin' Ray King counting down the top 60 hits of 1966. And I've got to give a special personal shout out to my good friend Andrea, tuned in from Westlake, Ohio. I met her in this year of 1966, going back 50 years. How can that be? Wow. Here come the Walker Brothers. The sun ain't gonna shine anymore on Retro Radio from WJCU.
Walker Brothers and one of the most requested songs from 1966 that did not make the Wixie Top 60 this year of 1966. The Walker Brothers and The Sun Ain't Gonna Shine Anymore. It's gonna shine. It will, I promise. I know it's wintertime in Cleveland, but the sun will return.
Wixie 1260 Super Radio.
The sun is going to happen right now. Sunny afternoon, that's our number 1 pick. It reached number 1 in the UK in 1966, but somehow did not make the top 60 of Wixie's 1260 super hits of 1966. This one's for Liza, The Kinks, and Sunny Afternoon.
The taxman's
Ray Davies and the Kinks. And our last number 1 UK song for this segment, Sunny Afternoon.
All right, and I know Liza in Cleveland who, I don't know if you went to the Facebook page at facebook.com/retro radio station, but she was not pleased that not a single Kinks record made this year's top 60, the Wixie 1260 super hits of 1966. So hopefully that made up for it.
1260 Wixie's weather word. Go, go!
Well, speaking of sunshine, I do believe we're going to have some sunshine tomorrow, but tonight we're going to have some rain and snow with an overnight low around 28. New Year's Day, mostly sunny. All right, the high near 40. Right now, we got rain and 42 degrees.
Wixie 1260 Radio, a go, go! Yeah, Super Radio!
And coming in at number 41 for the year, here's Simon and Garfunkel, I Am a Rock.
A winter's day, a cry.
Simon and Garfunkel and I Am a Rock. 41 this year on the Wixie 1260 Super Hit Countdown of 1966. And that's what you're digging right now as we count them down in order all the way to number 1 on Retro Radio on 88.7 WJCU and worldwide at WJCU.org.
The Super Go-Go in Guys team on Wixie 1260 Super Radio.
Song number 40.
Sunny, I love you.
Bobby Hebb, he opened up for the Beatles when they played Cleveland Municipal Stadium back on August 14th of 1966. And of course, that's his big hit, Sunny, which is number 40 on this year's Countdown Show.
Wixie 1260 Radio, a go, go! Yeah, Super Radio!
It is 3:52, Wixie New Year's Countdown time. No, make that 2:52.
Thank you.
We got 3 hours to go. I can't believe this. Wow. Number 39 belongs to the Association. Long Comes Mary.
You are digging the Wixie 1260 Super Hits of 1966. We have reached the top 40 now. Song 39 from the Association, it's Along Comes Mary.
Wixie 1260 scores again.
With me, Jumpin' Joe Madigan, as we count them down in order all the way down to number 1, song 38. I want you to crank it up to 11. Oh, I love it, baby. I love it. I know you do too. I know Ray King loves it too. Song 38, Syndicate of Sound. And
The Syndicate of Sound coming in in at number 38 for the entire year of 1966, and Little Girl.
Wherever you go, go with Wixie 1260 Super Radio.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah!
Moving up to number 37, The Shadows of Night. Gloria, it's Gloria.
Black tape by light. It's so good.
So good is right. This record from 1966, number 37 for the year 1966. Shadows of Night. Shout at the top of their lungs her name. Gloria.
Let's talk more music, let's talk 1260 Wixie Radio.
This is WJCU, University Heights.
3 o'clock, Wixie New Year's Eve countdown time. I'm Jumpin' Joe Madigan, and Ray King's with me too as we count them down in order. Song 36 for the year. Here's Bob Lind.
A one-hit wonder coming in at number 36 for the entire year of 1966, An Elusive Butterfly. You know, Joe and I are counting down the top 60 of 1966 today. Well, guess what? 50 years ago this very day, Wixie's Jack Armstrong did the exact same thing with the exact same countdown.
50 years ago today.
Here's Jack Armstrong.
Let's See the Light was the 43rd bestseller.
Let's talk more music, let's talk. He plays more music.
As we move up to number 35 for the year 1966, Jim in Piqua, Ohio. Here you go, buddy. The Bobby Fuller 4. I love this song. I Fought the Law.
Bobby Fuller 4, they tried to fight the law, but by golly, the law won again. It's the 35th bestseller of 1966 as we count them down, the Wixie 1260 super hits of 1966. 3:07 Wixie New Year's Eve countdown time. I'm Jumpin' Joe Madigan, and Ray King is here.
I'm
as
here.
well. And if you're just tuning in, you're probably wondering, what the heck is going on here? What? The countdown started already? Or you're already halfway through? What happened here? Well, there was a last-minute change in the schedule. You got to follow the Facebook page at facebook.com/retro radio station. The sports guys had the flu, and so they needed us to step in. So at the last minute, I had to come up with some extra countdowns here for the special countdown show today. So that's why we're on 2 hours earlier. So if you're just tuning in, you missed the first 2 hours, but don't worry, we still have 3 more hours of action-packed fun here on Retro Radio.
Stay with the go-go guys, stay with the in-group on 1260 Wixie Radio.
I'm Jumpin' Joe Madigan, and Ray King, your go-go guys, are here today. Count them down in order all the way to number 1. This is song number 34 this year, in the year 1966. 4 tops. Come on, baby, stretch out those arms. Reach out. I'll be there. Number 34 for the year 1966, the 4 tops, and reach out, baby. I'll be there. 3:10, Wixie New Year's Eve countdown time with me, Jumpin' Joe Madigan. Ray King is standing by. He's going to have a couple records coming up for you in just a few minutes, but I'm checking the Retro Radio Facebook page at facebook.com/retro radio station. Ben from Chagrin Falls is checking in. He says he loves that mono sound. How about that, Ray?
Boo! The king likes stereo.
Thank you, Ben, for checking in today. Also, Andrew from Beechwood has checked in. And what did Andrew say? He said, thank you for another year of spinning some awesome music. Happy New Year. Happy New Year, Andrew, and thank you for listening to Retro Radio. We'd love to hear from you. You can post on the Retro Radio Facebook page at facebook.com/retro radio station. You can send me an email at wjcujoe@gmail.com, or you can call us, because we are live after all. You can call us on the Retro Radio request line at 216-397-4438.
1260 Wixie's weather word. Go, go!
Just ahead of song number, where are we on this countdown? Just ahead of song number 33 on the countdown of 1966. Tonight, rain and snow with an overnight low around 28. Tomorrow, New Year's Day, mostly sunny and a high near 40. What a great way to start the new year off. Right now, we have overcast skies and 44 degrees.
Wixie 1260 Super Radio.
Oh, yeah. It doesn't get better than this. Bill Medley, Bobby Hatfield, the Righteous Brothers. Number 33 for the year. stolen inspiration. You got Jumpin' Joe on Rockin' Ray on Retro Radio, counting down the top 60 of 1966, as Jack Armstrong did exactly 50 years ago this very day. Here's Jack one more time.
50 years ago today.
Here's Jack Armstrong.
Here we to pack the 48th bestseller for the year of 1966. This is more of a six-pack on Wixie.
Can you judge a man?
What a pro he was. Wow. Going out to my special Wixie Pixie in Strongsville, Ohio. She loves Cher. Coming in at number 32 for the entire year of 1966. Here's Bang Bang on WJCU.
Number 32 for the year 1966 as we count them down in order. That's Cher and Bang Bang, and we are counting down the Wixie 1260 super hits of 1966 on Retro Radio on 88.7 WJCU and worldwide at WJCU.org. You have me, Jumpin' Joe Madigan, and Ray King from now until 6 o'clock.
The Super Go-Go In Guys team on Wixie 1260 Super Radio.
And at 3:20, we got the Rolling Stones at song number 31. It's 19th Nervous Breakdown.
The Rolling Uglies, oh yeah. Keith Richards is still alive, and I've got a great stereo mix of this song, Joe. Coming in at number 31 for 1966, talking about that 19th Nervous Breakdown. Come on!
Go, go! Wixie 1260 Super Radio. Listen!
Absolutely. Coming in at number 30, Mark Lindsay, Paul Revere and the Raiders, Just Like Me.
It's just like me. Paul Revere and the Raiders and Just Like Me. I love that song and glorious mono power. Oh, I hope you had that one cranked all the way up to 11. It's number 30 this week. And that, not this week, but for the year 1966 as we count them down all the way to number 1.
Let's get with it, a go, go, go. Swingin' Wixie Radio. Wixie 1260. Super Radio.
3:27 Wixie New Year's Eve countdown time with me, Jumpin' Joe Madigan and Ray King as we count them down all the way to number 1. Here's song 29 from the Supremes.
I need love, said
As we move into the top 20 songs for the entire year of 1966, number 29 belongs to the Supremes, and You Can't Hurry Love.
Let's talk more music, let's talk 1260 Wixie Radio.
This is WJCU, University Heights.
It's 3:30, Gertie, as Rockin' Ray King and Jumpin' Joe cut them down. Number 28 for Pat Clark.
Released in November of 1965, but was still rising high on the charts in Cleveland in early 1966. That's Petula Clark and My Love, song 28 for the year of 66.
Stay with the go-go guys, stay with the in-group. On 1260 Wixie Radio.
I'm Jumpin' Joe Madigan, your go-go guy. Count them down with Rockin' Ray King today on this special New Year's Eve edition of Retro Radio as we feature the Wixie 1260 super hits of 1966. And again, this is a record that was released in 1965, but was still rising high on the charts in Cleveland, Ohio, and across the country from Detroit, Michigan. Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels. They have another song on the survey, but it's not what you think it's gonna be. Here's Johnny, Take a Ride. Come on, Ray, clap your hands.
There we go, buddy.
Johnny, take a ride, baby. Oh, yeah. Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels. And the number 27 song of the year 1966 at 3:36 Wixie New Year's Eve countdown time. I'm Jumpin' Joe Madigan.
And I'm Rockin' Ray King.
We are counting them down in order all the way down to number 1. But we're also doing mini countdowns.
Right.
So we've come to that point, believe it or not. We are halfway through the show now.
Good, I'm exhausted. Just kidding, Joe.
You can't be
Just
exhausted
kidding.
already. Somebody, please send us coffee to 1 John Carroll Boulevard, University Heights, Ohio, 44118. That would be greatly appreciated. All right, well, Ray's taking video today, but it's a special occasion. We're here live on New Year's Eve, counting down the top 60 from Wixie 1260 in the year 1966. Ray's got video, so I wore a tux to the studio today.
And I'm sitting here in a Wixie sweatshirt.
And you can view that on the Retro Radio Facebook page.
Exactly.
At facebook.com/Retro Radio Station. And that is where you can send in a message, send in your greetings. You can also call us here on the Retro Radio request line at 216-397-4438. We'd love to hear from you today, as we always do here on Retro Radio. Got to read this letter I got from Michelle, and she writes that she cannot tell us how many memories this show triggers for her. She writes, I was a freshman in high school on New Year's Eve, 1966. This is the soundtrack of the year I officially became a teen. And that's from Michelle in Chicago, Illinois.
Very good.
So thank you, Michelle, for listening online at WJCU.org. It is great to hear from you. And again, you can send in your messages on the Facebook page at facebook.com/Retro Radio Station, or you can call us here at 216-397-4438. All right, we left off at song number 27 on the top 60 countdown. We're going to take a moment now and play. We're going to each play the top 5 Wixie hits that should have made it in the top 60.
But didn't.
Believe it or not, some of these songs you're going to hear did not make the top 60, and the next one is certainly a shocker for all of us, as Ray is going to tell you about that right now.
Here we go. Once again, we have Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels. They began as Billy Lee and the Rivieras back in the early 60s and became Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels, double with a blue dress on.
Well, that's Ray's number 5 pick. The number 5 record in your list that should have been in the Wixie 1260 Top 60.
Absolutely, and it's hard to believe that the number 20 song from the year is also by Mitch Ryder, Little Latin Loopy Lou. Go figure, right?
Yeah.
Go figure.
Yeah, we did not compile this top 60, friends. This is the official Wixie 1260 Super Hits of 1966. I think it was mostly dictated by record sales in Cleveland that year, and not by a request or chart position, which totally unscientific in my mind there.
I agree.
All right, well, speaking of science, let's get down to the weather.
1260 Wixie's weather word. Go, go!
Tonight, rain and a chance of snow with an overnight low around 27. Tomorrow, New Year's Day, mostly sunny with a high near 40. Right now, overcast skies and 44 degrees.
Wherever you go, go, go with Wixie 1260 Super Radio.
Crank it up to 11. How on earth did this record not reach the top 60 of the year? Sam and Dave, hold on, baby, I'm coming. Don't you ever come. Blasting this one at 11, driving down Cedar Road and chasing away from the Cleveland Heights Police Department. That would be Sam and Dave, and hold on, I'm coming. My number 5 pick of Wixie hits that should have made the top 60 in the year 1966 on Wixie 1260.
Hit it.
All right, let's do it.
There we go.
You are with the Teenage Underground on Wixie 1260 Super Radio.
And you got Jumpin' Joe and Rockin' Ray in the first 5-hour retro radio show ever. Very proud to be a part of this, my friend. Here's my number 4 pick for the 6. The Wixie hits that should have made the top 60. A one-hit wonder from the fall of 66. The Count 5. Psychotic Reaction.
It was a big hit in the summer of 1966 on Wixie 1260. However, it did not make the top 60 of 1966. But we didn't want to leave it out in the cold today. We featured it for you. Ray King's number 4 pick of the top 5 songs that should have made the top 60, The Count 5 and Psychotic Reaction. 3:48 Wixie New Year's Eve countdown time. I'm Jumpin' Joe Madigan, and we are counting them down. The top 60 of the Wixie 1260 Super Hits of 1966. And right now, we're featuring our top 5 that should have made it on the top 60.
The Super Go-Go In Guys team on Wixie 1260 Super Radio.
All right, I know you remember this record. The 13th Floor Elevators, yes, from Austin, Texas. It's my number 4 pick. I want you to crank this one all the way up to 11.
I love this song, and I love the name of that group, the 13th Floor Elevators. and You're Gonna Miss Me, the number 4 song that should have been in the top 60.
Wixie 1260 scores again.
And here's a number 3 song from fall of 1966 from London, Jacobson and Tomsley, Dream With Me.
Dream with me, dream with me.
Come on now and dream with me. Jacobson and Tansley, Ray King's number 3 pick number 3 pick of songs that should have been in the top 60 for 1966. This next one's gonna surprise you.
Go! Wixie 1260 Super Radio. Listen!
I love the colorful clothes you wear.
Number 1 on Wixie 1260 in November of 1966. And it somehow, Ray, did not make the top 60 of 1966.
Go figure.
Well, you know, I think the way these countdowns were compiled back then were totally unscientific. They only took into consideration record sales, but not chart positions on Wixie.
Right.
It wouldn't be as scientific as I would do it, that's to say the least. But yes, hard to believe the Beach Boys and Good Vibrations did not make the top 60, but I featured it on the top 5 songs that were hits on Wixie that should have made the top 60.
Go, go! Wixie 1260 Super Radio. Charge!
And here's my number 2 song of the hits that should have made the top 60. I love this record. The group is called Love. The song, 7 and 7 is.
When I was a boy, I thought about
Quite an explosive record.
What a song!
Love.
Wow.
7 and 7 is Ray's number 2 pick on the top 5 songs, top 5 Wixie hits that should have made the top 60 on this year's countdown.
Let's talk more music, let's talk 1260 Wixie Radio.
This is WJCU, University Heights.
It's 4 o'clock in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm Jumpin' Joe Madigan along with Ray King, and we are counting down the top 60 songs from the Wixie 1260 Super Hits of 1966. This is a song that should have made it my number 2 pick, The Rationals and Respect.
What you want, honey, you got respect, baby.
And that's Joe's number 2 pick of the hits that should have made the top 60 but didn't. The Rationals and a one-hit wonder, their version of Respect.
Wixie 1260 Radio a go-go. Yeah, Super Radio.
And here's my number 1 pick, Harvey Russell and the Rogues from Akron, Ohio. It's called Shake Sherry.
Shake Sherry.
Shake, Sherry, shake. That's the name of the thing from Akron, Ohio's Harvey Russell and the Rogues. That's Ray King's number 1 pick. As we did the top 5 songs that we picked that we believe should have made the top 60 on this year's Wixie 1260's top 60 countdown. It's 4:05 Wixie 1260 New Year's Eve countdown time with me, Jumpin' Joe Madigan.
Stay with the go-go guys. Stay with the in-group. On 1260 Wixie Radio.
You got 2 go-go guys today. You got me, Jumpin' Joe Madigan, and Rockin' Ray King, and this is my number 1 pick, a song that reached number 1 in Cleveland, Ohio in November of 1966. It only charted number 99 nationally, but if you grew up in Cleveland, you remember this one, Richard and the Young Lions, and Open Up Your Door.
Left you at it.
Number 1 song in the fall of 66 from Richard and the Young Lions, and Open Up Your Door. Should have made that top 60, but it didn't.
It should have, and as I mentioned earlier, there was only 1 song on this top 60 that was a regional hit, and we played it earlier from Terry Knight and the Pack as they did the Yardbirds' Mr. You're a Better Man Than I. That charted at number 48, and we're going to get back to the top 60 countdown in a little while here. We got an honorable mention we're going to play after the weather, and then we're going to get right back to it, continuing from song number 26. And, of course, you can view the Wixie 1260 Super Hits of 1966 on the Retro Radio Facebook page at facebook.com/Retro Radio Station.
1260 Wixie's weather word. Go, go!
Tonight, dark with the possibility of fireworks and gunshots with an overnight low of 26 degrees. Tomorrow, sunshine and a high near 40. Right now, we have overcast skies and 44.
Go, go! Wixie 1260 Super Radio. Charge!
A Wixie 1260 Super Oldie from 1966. It was only a hit here in Cleveland, Ohio, the Moody Blues, and This Is My House. We have that listed as an honorable mention on our top 5 songs that should have been in this year's top 60 of 1966.
Absolutely.
But you know what? A lot of these songs we just played, they may not have hit the top 60, but they have over the last 13 years on Retro Radio have become Retro Radio hits.
There you go.
They are songs you expect to hear on Retro Radio, and rightly so, because these are songs you don't hear anywhere else on the radio today, and I'm certainly happy to play them for you each and every Saturday afternoon, along with you, Ray.
Right,
King.
and I'm very honored to be here as part of the first 5-hour Retro Radio show ever.
I know it wasn't announced because we were supposed to be on at 3 o'clock today, and it turns out the sports guys had the flu, and they called at the last minute and say, hey, can you expand your show to 5 hours today? So we got in here, and we're doing the best we can. So in addition to counting down the top 60 songs on Wixie 1260 Super Hits of 1966, we're also counting down top 5 songs from the UK number 1 charts, and we just did the top 5 that we believe should have been in the top 60 this year. And speaking of that top 60, it's time to go back to that top 60. And where did we leave off, Ray?
How about going back at number 26?
Sounds good to me.
There we go. All right. I love every song this guy did. Chris Montez, it's Call Me on Retro Radio.
That's Chris Montez in the number 26 song of 1966. It's Call Me. You can call us, Jumpin' Joe Madigan and Ray King on the Retro Radio request line at 216-397-4438. You can also send us a message on Facebook at facebook.com/retro radio station.
In Cleveland, we're the Inns. Wixie 1260 Super Radio. On the go-go.
We are counting down the Wixie 1260 Super Hits of 1966 on Retro Radio on 88.7 WJCU and worldwide at WJCU.org. Percy Sledge and song 25, When a Man Loves a Woman.
The number 25 song for the entire year of 1966, Percy Sledge, When a Man Loves a Woman, at 4:19 Wixie New Year's Eve countdown time.
Go, go! Wixie 1260 Super Radio. Charge!
Coming in at number 24, John Sebastian, The Lovin' Spoonful, and Summer in the City.
Hot town, summer in the
Jim from M105, I'm sure has that one cranked all the way up to 11 on his mono transistor radio, because that one's coming to you in glorious mono power. Hear that grittiness of that 45, Ray? Do you love it?
Okay, Joe, I get the hint.
All right. It's 422.
Stay with the go-go guys. Stay with the in-group. On 1260 Wixie Radio.
Ray King and Jumpin' Joe Madigan, your go-go guys on this countdown show. Here's song 23.
I'll be alone each and every night.
They were known as the Tokens in the early 60s. They became the Happenings, had 4 or 5 hits in the mid and late 60s. At See You in September, coming in for the entire year of 1966 at the number 23 position. And one more time, let's go back to exactly 50 years ago today and see what Wixie's ace jock, Jack Armstrong, was doing.
50 years ago today.
Here's Jack Armstrong.
Dusty Springfield, and you don't have to say you love me. No, you don't have to, but it sure would be nice, baby. Want you to call the March of Dimes. Volunteer for Teen Tag Day. You got to do it now before 9 p.m. at 696-4448. The new year is 3 hours and 31 minutes away, baby. WIXY, Cleveland, Ohio. It's 8:31, honey. Paul Revere and the Raiders, the 53rd bestseller of 66, and I'm hungry for your love. I'm hungry for your love. No, it's true.
Disco Case Giveaway.
Red Rubber Balls, the 52nd million-seller bestseller of 1966. I'd like to remind you, Forest City will bring you the rest of the countdown between 9 and midnight, and from midnight till 6. Red Rubber Ball, it's the sound of the circle, number 52 on the Wixie 60 survey. We're sorry if we're dropping our disco case giveaway. Jay Brown screams over the record so you can't tape record him, but that's life. Debbie Knox of 3619 West 155th Street, Cleveland, Ohio, just won a disco case from Wixie. Here's Simon and Garfunkel.
I'm sitting.
Simon and Garfunkel on Wixie, a thing called Homeward Bound. Margie O'Neill of 63 West 31st Street, Cleveland, Ohio, just won a James Brown album. Here's Sandy Posey, number 50, Born a Woman. Number 50, Sandy Posey. I was born a woman. Don't forget to phone the March of Dimes right now at 6964448 and volunteer. Will you do that for me? Volunteer for work on Teen Tag Day. The number again is 6964448. Right now, Brian Rowland of 464 East 250th Street in Euclid, Ohio, just won himself a James Brown album. It's 19 minutes before 9 o'clock and outside right now, 34 degrees. Cloudy, warmer tonight with a chance of light snow or drizzle. Low tonight near 30, mostly cloudy, a little warmer on Sundays.
Wixie plays more music.
I'll tell you what, nobody did it better than Jack Armstrong. He was counting down the exact same survey 50 years ago today that Jumpin' Joe and I are doing today in the year 2016. Unbelievable. We are at number 22 for the year 1966. Robert Zimmerman is his real name. We know him as Bob Dylan. Here comes Rainy Day Women, number 12 and 35. You got Jumpin' Joe and Rockin' Ray on the first 5-hour retro radio show ever till 6 o'clock only on WJCU.
Well,
The number 22 record for the year 1966, Bob Dylan and Rainy Day Women, number 12 and number 35.
Let's talk more music, let's talk 1260 Wixie Radio.
This is WJCU, University Heights.
4:31 in the City of Champions. I'm Jumpin' Joe Madigan on this New Year's Eve countdown show, wearing a tux and feeling like Frank Sinatra. If only I had his voice.
Strangers in the night.
The man himself, Frank Sinatra. Summertime, number 1 song in Cleveland. Strangers in the Night coming in at number 21 for the entire year of 1966.
Wixie 1260 Super Radio.
Oh, you're coming in now at number 20. Mitch Ryder, One More Time. Little Latin Loopy Lou.
All right. We're having a party here on Retro Radio, a New Year's Eve countdown party as we count down the top 60 songs from the Wixie 1260 Super Hits of 1966. That one is song number 20. 20, thank you very much. I was having so much fun. I guess it would help if I had the lampshade off my head there.
Oh, God.
Little Latin Loopy Lou, believe it or not, as we mentioned earlier, Devil with the Blue Dress On did not make the top 60, so we featured it in a separate countdown there. But that's Mitch Ryder and the Detroit Wheels and Little Latin Loopy Lou, song number 20, and we're moving on now to song number 19.
Go, go! Wixie 1260 Super Radio. Listen!
Wixie Twin Spin.
A double-sided hit for the Beatles from 1966 at song 19 for the entire year of 1966. This is the song the Beatles played at Cleveland Municipal Stadium back on August 14th, 1966 that caused a small riot. It's Day Tripper.
A double-sided hit with the Beatles Boys. We can work it out. Back with Day Tripper coming in at number 19 for the entire year of 1966.
Radio, a go-go. Wixie 1260 Super Radio.
Coming in at number 18, John Sebastian and the Lovin' Spoonful, Daydream.
What a day for a daydream, bundle of joy.
We are counting down the Wixie 1260 Super Hits of 1966 on Retro Radio on 88.7 WJCU and worldwide at WJCU.org. You are taking a Daydream with the Lovin' Spoonful, the number 18 song of 1966. I'm Jumpin' Joe Madigan.
And I'm Rockin' Ray King.
And we're having fun being with you on this New Year's Eve. I got got dressed up for the occasion.
Yes, you did.
As you can see, Ray's taking video today, so you will see this video at some point on the Red Trail Radio Facebook page at facebook.com/Red Trail Radio Station. Actually, there's a picture of me if you really want to see what us radio people look like.
Not all of us, Joe.
Yeah, no. We're having more fun than the law allows. We hope you are enjoying the special edition of Red Trail Radio today.
1260 Wixie's weather word. Go, go!
Rain likely this afternoon with a high of 41. Tonight, a chance of rain and snow showers with an overnight low around 27. And New Year's Day, the beginning of the year 1967. Mostly sunny and a high near 40.
Come again?
All right, 2017. Right now, hey, it's the 50th anniversary of 1967 coming up, and we're very excited about it here on Red Trail Radio because that is one of our, if not our favorite year to feature.
Right on, Joe. Right
on.
So
there'll be lots of 1967 coming your way in the year 2017, the 50th anniversary of one of the greatest years in music history. Right now, we have cloudy skies and 44 degrees.
Wherever you go, go with Wixie 1260 Super Radio.
Originally done by the Regents. That's the Beach Boys. Even though I do believe I hear Jan and Dean in the background there. And Barbara, and it is the number 17 song of the year 1966, according to Wixie 1260. And you can view this year's copy of the Wixie 1260 Super Hits of 1966 on the Red Trail Radio Facebook page at facebook.com/Red Trail Radio Station. We'd love to get some of your feedback as well. I know, Ray, you've been getting a lot of feedback on your personal page.
I think people are enjoying the heck out of what we're doing today.
Well, I certainly hope so.
Which is great for us, too, yeah.
Yes, but we want to hear from you on the Red Trail Radio Facebook page at facebook.com/Red Trail Radio Station. Or if you don't do Facebook, you can always send in an email at WJCUJoe@gmail.com, WJCUJoe@gmail.com, or feel free to pick up the Red Trail Radio request line at 216-397-4438.
You win! You're in with Wixie 1260 Super Radio.
With your man.
The number 16 song for 1966. That's Crispy and St. Peter with a one-hit wonder called Pied Piper. And if you'd like one-hit wonders, be here 2 weeks from today because I'll be doing an entire retro radio show of one-hit wonders from the 1960s.
Today, we are counting down the Wixie 1260 Super Hits of 1966 on this special New Year's Eve edition of Retro Radio. I'm Jumpin' Joe Madigan.
And I'm Rockin' Ray King.
And Ray said he was going to videotape the show today, and of course I couldn't come in here in my usual drabby clothes, so I got a tux on.
I did.
I mean, come on, it's New Year's Eve. You got to get all dressed up, right?
I have to admit, this is the first time I've been with somebody in a tux on New Year's Eve in many, many years, Joe.
Oh, well, you know, I'm a nostalgic type of person,
That's okay.
So I wanted to wear a tux.
I think we both are. Look at what we're doing today. Come on.
We're having a lot of fun. It's great to hear from you, and got some messages here on the Red Trail Radio Facebook page at facebook.com/Red Trail Radio Station. A memory from 1966. Are you ready for this one, Ray? It comes from John in Solon. He goes, here's a memory from 1966. My junior year at John Carroll, me and my buddy, Billy, we go down to Leo's Casino to catch Junior Walker and the All-Stars. So picture this. Picture, you know, the movie Animal House and the white kids. They all go and see Otis Day and the Knights.
Right.
So that's the scene right there, all right?
There you go.
So as you can see, they go to the bar to get drinks, and they feel this shadow over them, like clouds blocking the sun. And when he looks up, it's John Wooten, one of Brown's guards, Jim Brown's guards, and who blocked for Jim Brown for the Cleveland Browns.
Wow.
And he said to him simply, good evening, Mr. Wooten. And he slid back to the table.
Right.
So thank you for sharing that memory. And of course, it was a year later, Otis Redding performed his last show ever at Leo's Casino.
And there was also Otto's Grotto.
Otto's Grotto.
Downtown, yeah.
And the Menor Torchlight.
Torchlight out in Menor, right.
And of course, you know, people can write in about the Chesterland Hullabaloo. And
oh, boy. You're going way back, Joe.
All these great places, the Cyrus Erie, all these great places back in the 1960s where many of these great musicians, I mean, they played right there to crowds of maybe 100, 200 people, and charging $1 or $2 to get in. And
those were the days, my friend.
Today, if you want to see the Rolling Stones, you got to pay $300.
At least.
At the very least. Well, speaking of the Rolling Stones and British invasion here, we have an honorable mention here. One of the great British groups that did not appear on this year's Top 60, but deserves some recognition. And Ray, you're going to tell us about this one. This is actually
a listener pick. These are the Yardbirds, baby, from 1966, springtime of that year. Over, under, sideways, down.
The Yardbirds, over, under, sideways, down, an honorable mention as we feature the Wixie 1260 super hits of 1966.
Wixie 1260 scores again.
And coming in at number 15 for the year, this is a very special dedication from myself to a very special Wixie Pixie in Strongsville who just loves Nancy Sinatra.
You keep saying you start walking.
We're walking our way back to 1966 as we count them down all the way to number 1 for 1966. Nancy Sinatra and These Boots Are Made for Walking, song number 15.
Let's talk more music, let's talk 1260 Wixie Radio.
This is WJCU, University Heights.
5 o'clock, Wixie New Year's Eve countdown time with me, Jumpin' Joe Madigan and Ray King. Song 14 comes from Lou Christie.
Lou Christie, probably his biggest hit ever, and Lightning Strikes coming in at number 14 for the year 1966.
Wixie 1260 Super Radio.
Moving right out of number 13. From the fall of 66, Here Come the Monkees, the number 1 hit for them, one of many. The Last Train to Clarksville on Retro Radio.
Coming to you in super separated stereo, the Monkees and Last Train to Clarksville, the number 13 song for the year 1966. It's 5:05, Wixie New Year's Eve countdown time.
Stay with the go-go guys, stay with the in-group. On 1260 Wixie Radio.
You got 2 go-go guys today. You got Rockin' Ray King and you got me, Jumpin' Joe Madigan, on the special New Year's Eve countdown show as we feature the Wixie 1260 super hits of 1966. All 60 of them. We are now up to song number 12 in the countdown. Donovan, Sunshine Superman. This one's in mono power.
Sunshine came in your mind.
And that's Donovan Leach with his number 1 song from the summer of 1966, coming in at number 12 for the entire year of 1966, and Sunshine Superman.
I'm Jumpin' Joe Madigan, and together we are counting them down all the way to number 1, the Wixie 1260 super hits of 1966.
On our first 5-hour retro radio show.
And it was not supposed to be that way, so if you're tuning in late, you're probably wondering, how did you get through 60 songs in 3 hours?
Right. We're good, that's why.
Yeah, I wish. We started at 1 o'clock today. It was a last-minute switch, but if you're on the Facebook page at facebook.com/retro radio station, you knew about it ahead of time, so thank you very much for liking us on Facebook, and thank you for the phone calls, the emails, and the Facebook messages as well for the special countdown show. Special hello to Dennis and Collinwood, Rob in Buffalo, New York, and Marty in South Euclid. They call the Retro Radio request line, and we thank you for being there each and every Saturday afternoon on WJCU,
where we recreate Top 40 radio from the 1960s and early 70s every Saturday.
Well, we have a lot of fun doing it here, and Ray, you're going to be on next week.
I'll be on next week doing January in 1965 from WHK, and the following week on January 14th, I'll be doing a 3-hour retro radio show of one-hit wonders from the 60s.
And then the following week, we're going to celebrate 13 years of retro radio.
Wow.
Can you believe it? I can't believe it. And
I can't either.
And if you're watching this video that Ray is taking on the Retro Radio Facebook page, it's down there now, but it will be later on. If you're watching this, you're going to see what I look like, and you're probably thinking, gee, Joe, how old were you when the show started?
I was 12.
I was 12 years old. I admit, I was 12 years old. I was very young. I started things off very young. All right, well, we got a honorable mention that we're going to play here, and then we're going to get back into the countdown. But first, the weather. But before we get to the weather,
I've got to give one shout out today to a man who's had a very long broadcasting career and is retiring. Big Jim Edwards from CKLW is hanging up the headphones today for the final time and is retiring after, I think, about 60 years in radio. Big Jim, best of luck to you in your retirement, buddy.
Yes, legend from CKLW.
Right, the Big 8.
Yes, fantastic. Enjoy retirement. I'll know what that's like in about, 50 years.
Worked for me.
1260 Wixie's weather word. Go, go!
Rain likely this afternoon with a high of 42. We've already passed that up. Tonight, a chance of rain and snow, but that won't stop you from shooting off those fireworks, I'm sure. Overnight low tonight of 27. Tomorrow, sunshine and a high near 40. Right now, we have overcast skies and 44 degrees.
Wherever you go, go, go with Wixie 1260 Super Radio.
Honorable mention as we go back to 1966, a song very influential. It was not the biggest of hits in 1966, but Jimi Hendrix would record his version of it, and everybody became familiar with the song, Hey Joe.
And there they are. Those are the Leaves with their version of Hey Joe at 5:14 Wixie New Year's Eve countdown time.
Wixie 1260 Radio a go-go. Yeah, Super Radio.
The number 11 song for all of 1966 belongs to Question Mark and the Mysterians. 96 Tears, right here on Retro Radio with Joe and Ray.
Too many teardrops, night and day, yeah, all night long.
Play that Fox organ.
Cry, cry, cry.
So you said.
Let me hear you cry.
Crying those 96 tears. Hopefully there'll be tears of joy for you in the year 1967. Or rather, 2017. That's Question Mark of the Mysterians, the 96 Tears, the number 11 song for the year 1966. As we cut them down, the Wixie 1260 Super Hits of 1966. It's 5:17, Wixie New Year's Eve countdown time with me, Jumpin' Joe Madigan.
And yours truly, Ray King.
And we got another clip of Jack Armstrong. This is not from 50 years ago today, but 50 years ago yesterday, as he did 30 songs in a row and Wixie 1260. As you heard it on the radio back then, this is Jack Armstrong, one of our he was the guy who inspired me to do this show 13 years ago.
I can tell.
He's certainly been an influence, so you can hear how Wixie 1260 actually sounded 50 years ago.
Here's Jack Armstrong.
It's your leader, Jackson Armstrong, baby. How many records can I play in 1 hour? Let's start it off with the Shadows of Night. That came by my baby. Little Gloria. Those are the Shadows of Night on Wixie. That's the winner from 1966, $1 million sellers, Gloria. These are the mind vendors and a groovy kind of love, baby. It's 8 o'clock straight up and down on Wixie. When you hear Disco Case give away the James Brown Scream, call us 749-7200. The mind vendors, baby. Not a groovy kind of love we do. Nick Popovic at 2106 West Dale, Cleveland just won himself a Disco Case. Oh, we got more music on Wixie. More music 24 hours a day, baby. This is my 4th record in a row. You count them now. I'm going to play 30 records in 1 hour here. Hey, the Yardbirds, baby. Over under, sideways down now. You mark that down in 4 records in a row on the Jackson Armstrong Show here one time at 5 minutes after 8 o'clock. When you hear the James Brown Scream, you call me, baby. 749-7200 and win yourself a James Brown album like Bonnie Zuckwick of 2187 Vernon University Heights in Cleveland. Here's Jack Armstrong. With more music, more often, one of those nights. 5 minutes after 8 o'clock is the time. 5 in a row are gone. Never know us with the Playboy. Sure gonna miss her, the name of the South. 5 records in a row, looking towards 6 in a row, right in the middle of a 6-pack on Wixie, honey. Oh, that's 2 out of a 6-pack. Here comes 3 out of a 6-pack, baby. Let me tell you right now, I want you to join in the March of Dimes Teen Tag Day at 6964448. That's the number to call. This is Jacobson and Con.
Wixie plays more music.
Boy, was that guy a pro or what? Here's a fan choice. Another song that didn't make the top 60. The Beach Boys. Wouldn't it be nice?
Wouldn't it be nice?
Well, many of you saw the Wixie 1260 Super Hits of 1966 on the Retro Radio Facebook page, and some of you express your displeasure with it because of the lack of songs that should have been on the top 60 of 1966, and we were certainly lacking sounds from the Pet Sounds album, so we had to have the Beach Boys and Wouldn't It Be Nice, and we have another one that really, I'm surprised, is not on the list.
For sure, because this group became real big in 66.
And this was probably their biggest hit, and I know know you know it. We all know it. It was not on the top 60, so it's not on the top 10. Mamas and papas, they are California dreamin'.
All the leaves are brown.
Inglorious, mono, power. Not that super separated stereo with the ladies in one channel and the guys in the other channel.
The way it should be.
No. Mono power. Got to hear in mono. The Mamas and Papas in California dreamin'. Another honorable mention as decided by you on the Retro Radio Facebook page at facebook.com/Retro Radio Station. 5:25 Wixie New Year's Eve countdown time. I'm Jumpin' Joe Madigan.
And I'm Rockin' Ray King.
And we've reached the top 10 at last.
Finally.
The top 10 of 1966. Are you ready?
Here we go.
Let's do it.
Go, go! Wixie 1260 Super Radio. Listen!
He's a real nowhere man. At your command. He's a real man, making all his nowhere plans for nowhere.
Number 10 in the year 1966 on Wixie 1260, The Beatles and Nowhere Man.
Go, go! Wixie 1260 Super Radio. Charge!
Hit that drum for me, please. Thank you. Thank you very much. Jumpin' Joe Madigan, count them down in order all the way to number 1, the top 60 songs on Wixie 1260 in 1966. This should have been number 1, The Outsiders, and Time Won't Let Me.
The Outsiders, number 9 for the entire year of 1966, and Time Won't Let Me.
Let's talk more music, let's talk 1260 Wixie Radio.
This is WJCU, University Heights.
It is 5:31 on Retro Radio as we count them down from 1966. Number 8 belongs to the Trog.
Come on, Wild Thing. It's also very great. It's song number 8 for the year 1966 on Wixie 1260. The Trogs had Wild Thing. Great, all the way up to 11. I hope you had it.
Stay with the go-go guys. Stay with the in-group.
Who am I, Yoda?
On 1260 Wixie Radio.
No, I'm your go-go guy, Jumpin' Joe Madigan, as we count them down all the way to number 1. This is the number 7 song of 1966, The Mindbenders and a groovy kind of love. Dig it.
When I'm feeling love.
The number 7 song for the entire year of 1966, The Mindbenders and a Groovy Kind of Love.
5:35 Wixie New Year's Eve countdown time. I'm Jumpin' Joe Madigan.
And I'm Rockin' Ray King. I can't believe we've been here 4.5 hours, Joe.
Count them down, all 60 songs, and of course we had some mini countdowns as well, as we started at 1 o'clock today, a special time that really happened at the very last minute. So if you missed the first 2 hours, we're very sorry about that, but that just tells you got to keep it locked into WJCU all the time here.
And check us out on Facebook.
Yes, check the Facebook page because I announced it yesterday on Facebook at facebook.com/Retro Radio Station. When you go there, you have to like the page. If you like the page, then you'll see all the stuff that pops up in
all
the
updates,
newsfeed,
right?
And you'll get the updates, especially if there are changes at the last minute, like on today's show. But we sincerely hope you've enjoyed this special countdown and all the mini countdowns we've done today on Retro Radio.
And you can also relive it because I'm shooting video today that will be up on one of my many YouTube channels, and I'll actually link it to Facebook as well.
Right, on the Retro Radio Facebook page at facebook.com/Retro Radio Station. And we see that you are calling up on the Retro Radio request line too, and we're happy to talk to you at 216-397-4438. You could also send us an email at wjcujoe@gmail.com.
And we are now in the top 6 songs for the year of 1966.
And the top 6 you're going to hear as soon as we do a little bit of weather. Would that be all right if we do a little bit of weather?
I think we should.
Okay, we got to find out what's happening today.
1260 Wixie's weather word. Go, go!
Well, I'm peering at the Retro Radio Periscope, and I'm looking west towards Parma, and I see they got plenty of those pretty flamingos out in the yard.
No.
And all the snow has melted.
Sorry, Tony.
I had too much fun. I'm going to beat that into the ground. This afternoon. We already know what happened this afternoon. This afternoon's over. We want to know what's happening this evening. Thank you. Chance of rain and snow before 9 o'clock with an overnight low around 27. New Year's Day. Dig this. Sunshine and a high near 40. Right now, we have sunshine. No, we don't. We have cloudy skies, and we have 44 degrees.
Radio a go-go. Wixie 1260 Super Radio.
1, 2, 3. Socking it to you with song number 6 for 1966, Young Rascals and Good Lovin'. As we count them down in order, the top 60 from Wixie 1260 of the year 1966 on Retro Radio on 88.7 WJCU and worldwide at WJCU.org.
The Super Go-Go in Guys team on Wixie 1260 Super Radio.
And mark it down number 5 for the entire year of 1966. One more time for the Rolling Stones. From the summertime of 66, number 1 song for them that year. Painted Black on Retro Radio.
Rolling Stones featuring Brian Jones on the sitar. If you've never seen the video on YouTube, you gotta check out the Rolling Stones doing this song live. And Brian Jones playing that massive sitar. That's Painted Black, the number 5 song on Wixie 1260 in the year 1966. And you just heard it in glorious mono power. 5:44, Wixie, New Year's Eve countdown time. I'm Jumpin' Joe Madigan.
Wixie 1260. Radio a go-go. Yeah, Super Radio.
Got another former number 1 song on Wixie 1260. It's the number 4 song of all of 1966. Here's Staff Sergeant Barry Sadler.
Fighting soul.
The number 4 song for all of 1966 belongs to Sergeant Barry Sadler in the Ballad of the Green Beret.
Wixie 1260 Super Radio.
Doing another live video on Facebook right now, bringing up to the number 3 song for 1966, the Mamas and Papas with Monday Monday.
There's some record company out there, I think it's Real Gone Music. They finally released the Mamas and Papas stuff on CD, the 45s, both A-sides and B-sides. And so you're hearing the Mamas and Papas finally in glorious mono power the way you heard it on Wixie 1260 back in 1966. And it was in 1966 that Wixie 1260 selected that song as the number 3 song for all of 1966. And we are counting them down all the way to number 1.
In Cleveland, we're the Inns. Wixie 1260 Super Radio. On the go-go.
My baby does the hanky-panky.
Knocking us dead now. Tommy James and the Shondells and Hanky Panky, the number 2 song on Wixie 1260 in the year 1966. A song with a convoluted history. It's actually a 2-year-old song.
That's right. It was at that time.
Recorded and released in 1964. And I can't remember the record label, but I have a bootleg copy of it on the Snap record label. That's it.
It came out on Roulette.
Oh, originally it was on Snap.
Never heard of it.
And a DJ in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania found a bootlegged copy of the record, played it on his show, and before you know it, it sold 500,000 copies.
Wow.
Roulette Records picked it up, released it nationally, and it became a huge smash hit in 1966 to the point where it was the number 2 song on Wixie 1260 in the year 1966. Well, Ray?
Coming up next, I have to say this. The number 1 song for 1966 in some places was also the number 1 song of the entire 1960s.
It certainly was, and it was certainly the number 1 song in 1966. You're about to hear it first, but before we get into that, it's been an interesting countdown show, and we've had listeners comment on the Facebook page today at facebook.com/retro radio station. We greatly appreciate it, and some of you have chimed in on songs that you're surprised you didn't hear today.
Which, yeah, that says a lot for the countdown, right?
Yes, I tell you, 1966 was a great year for music, and 60 songs just doesn't do it justice.
No, not at all.
So many great records that came out in 1966 that did not make the countdown, didn't even make our personal countdown as well.
That's right.
So it's going to be one of those shows. We're going to have to get together and feature the songs from 66 that were great songs that just didn't make it big.
That didn't make that chart. Exactly.
And we'll have to do the same thing for 1967.
Absolutely. And we also shot some live videos today that were on Facebook, and I will link them to our Retro Radio Facebook page later on what I can own tonight. Joe, I want to shake your hand and thank you for this incredible 5-hour countdown show, which is being shot on video as well.
And you'll see it later on the Retro Radio Facebook page at facebook.com/Retro Radio Station. Well, the time has finally come.
In Cleveland, it's number 1.
The number 1 song of 1966 on WJCU 1260. That's the Association and Cherish, and I certainly do cherish you. On behalf of Rockin' Ray King, I want to thank you for a great year and thank you for being there every Saturday afternoon from 3 until 6 p.m. on 88.7 WJCU. So please join us again for another great year of 2017. Have a Happy New Year!